Eagles, back with another one. First and furthermore, I want to say thanks for everybody that been liking, follow, subscribing to the channel. Continue to follow and support, man. We much appreciate it. But I'm gonna keep it real quick and brief. So I gotta go handle some business elsewhere. But I just wanted to come and give y'all my thoughts of what's been been happening with the Philadelphia Eagles this past week and everything, how I feel between the game and the Raiders game that just passed, and a little bit more stuff. But yeah, like first I would say, because I ain't even on that Raiders game was definitely get back on track type game. A lot of people felt like it necessarily don't mean anything, don't get too hype on it. Don't you see a lot of fans and other analysts and all that saying like don't get too hype. Even Stephen A. Smith talking about oh do we want to do they want a cookie for winning the Raiders and all that. And I would say like every NFL team could potentially catch you off guard, and especially for you to go in to handle business and to come out with a win in a fashion that they came out is a good thing that they overlook it. Yes, we understand it was the Raiders, but at the end of the day, elite team beat down bad teams. Like if nobody, a lot of people is not looking in that aspect. If you would have went into the game and had a shootout or back and forth type game and would have struggled, if the Eagles would have struggled against the Raiders, then that would have been a different talk. Then I would understand, okay, we got the win, but it's the Raiders, the Eagles struggle with the Raiders. Can't to be so much proud of that, but to shut them out 0 points and put up 30 something points, that's what a elite and a top tier team supposed to do. And they went in there and they handled business. So I want to give that props and props due. Like and then like going into that game, it was a lot of wondering what plays and how Kevin Patullo was going to dial up, versus the Raiders. What's different things that was going to happen. And you saw them mixing it up and getting a little bit creative. Even I think Nick Sirianni is joining the play calling a little bit. There's been a lot of talk going on with that. But that's another thing. That's what I think that's going to need to happen going forth with the Philadelphia Eagles is I know Kevin Patullo is not necessarily is going to go away from the play calling all the way, but I know that I feel like Nick Sirianni and them two need to like go hand in hand with the play calling. Don't lean so much on Kevin Patullo and don't lean so much on Nick Sirianni. They both need to work together simultaneously to work with this play calling. Like, and there's a lot of talk that's saying that's what Nick Sirianni did with the Raiders game. That he came in and he helped out with the play calling and looked a little bit more different. So that's why I feel like that's what they both need, just work together, come with the play calling, and just get this offense in a rhythm, and that's what I just think, what's going on, Chicken Bop. But yeah, I just think they both need to work hand in hand with this play calling, just to mix up some things, like just put both of their minds. Two minds is better than one. Nick Sirianni, he'll be good at one time moment, but then whenever he's lacking, Kevin Patullo, he could be good at another moment, and then whenever he's lacking, then they both feed off each other. I just think they both need help when it comes to this play calling. So I just think both of them need to do it. Because I would be real at certain time. I would believe at certain times that Patullo would cause the right plays. It just sometimes things don't be acted like the whole team rhythm will be off by time that The whole team rhythm would be off by the time that he throw a good play out. So by the time a good play come out, he was throwing off, you know, inconsistent plays. Now, when a good play come out, they off rhythm that they don't execute it in a way that they need to execute. And I just feel like it needs a it needs a consistent rhythm and a consistent flow for the team could be able to play in efficient type of way, could play efficient football. And you saw that with the Raiders, when the plays was efficient, was everything was flowing right, consistently. Jalen Hurts was able to be in a rhythm, was able to throw the ball with accuracy, was able to time his passing in a good fashion. I like that they got into the quarterback run, get him into the run, because the Eagles gonna need that to open up some lanes and some hole for Saquon, to get the defense, that whatever defense that the Eagles going to play, to give them more to look at, to slow them down, so Saquon Barkley could get time to run between, to take those holes and find those lanes. So I really do, because of how the offensive line is looking and how bad it's looking, I do believe that yes, they need to get Jalen Hurts into the run game a little bit more. So like they did with the Raiders. So hopefully with this Commanders game, they'll dial up that and some quarterback running plays to keep the defense, slow the defense down. So I like that what they did on the Raiders game. Just different looks. Yeah, we know it's the Raiders, but just to show different looks is a start, and that's what you need. Yeah. Hey, man, listen, the Raiders, I haven't seen them being the worst team in the league for a while. They at least was, a sneaky team that you still got to play hard. That's how a lot of teams goes, and y'all year just need another redo of y'all year, and just need a redo. Y'all need new Crosby can't do it on his own on the defense. You need some players, and definitely need a consistent quarterback. Need a good coach. Y'all just need a rebuild on every aspect, and and that time probably will come. You have some teams that definitely was just like y'all, just like the Raiders for so many years, and now they are doing well. Buffalo Bills, before they got Josh Allen and who they got on it, they wasn't all that for so many years, and now they are, a good team. So I just think y'all just gotta wait for that opportunity of good coach. Maybe the organization need a whole refresh, so I could definitely understand for you being a Raiders fan of how painful that game was, but yo, man, yeah, yes, sir. Although we haven't won a playoff game in over 20 years, tough being a fan. Yeah. But y'all been to y'all, even though y'all never haven't won, y'all been to the Super Bowl. Y'all at least was going to the playoffs. I mean, the Raiders, y'all had some up and down years. Y'all had some years that y'all was good. Y'all just couldn't finish. But to see how y'all looking now, shoot, man, y'all looking like how the Jets looking, and that you just need those players, those keys, and probably the whole organization just need a whole refresh to start new. So hopefully that time will come, because I would like to see new good teams starting to do something, that's always good to see. But hey, man, take it a grain of salt. Hopefully the off season, y'all could pick up some players, pick up a good young quarterback. That maybe that's what y'all need, a young hungry quarterback that could be developed. Do y'all have a coach that could develop the quarterback? I don't know, but y'all just probably need a quarterback that is hungry and everything, But yeah, that being said and done, the Eagles definitely need to get back into main thing being the main thing. Like you saw that the last three losses back to back that we had, starting with the Cowboys, the Bears, and the Chargers. You know, you saw that they were just trying to get AJ Brown involved mostly of the game, and that then they end up losing the games. Like, that's because they went away from spreading that ball and just taking what the defense gonna give them, instead of trying to make everybody happy. Like, like you, just like the Raiders game, you saw, Dallas Goedert was the person. Like, sometimes they gave it to AJ Brown, sometimes Smitty got the ball. They worked with the rhythm off what the defense was giving them, and they need to go back into that main thing. Like, work with a rhythm, use what's works. Use what works. Ain't no sense to try to force it to receivers or anything. Use what works. Whatever the defense is giving you, use it. If this is a tight end season and Dallas Goedert is getting the ball more than AJ Brown and Smitty, then that's what that is. If this is a Smitty season and Devontae Smith is getting the ball more than Dallas Goedert and AJ Brown, then that's what it is. Like, whatever the defense is giving it to you, whatever the plays call for, that's what you got to do. Ain't no sense trying to force and dial up plays and force it so you could give it to AJ Brown and you whatever, when, like, it might not be the season this year. Like, we gotta get more creative to get the ball out the hand in a quicker, in a better fashion, to move the change, because the offensive line is not holding up and not doing well. They keep saying, the Eagles still got an elite offensive line. No, they don't. No, they don't. It's not bad and it's not good. It's average this year. That's how I just look at it. The line is average, up and down. 1 minute they blocking well, the next minute they collapsing. So need to dial up the plays to get the ball out the hand in a better flow fashion. Like, in order for you to do that, you have to spread the ball. You can't get the ball out quick in a good fashion just trying to force it to one receiver. No, to order to move the chain and get that ball out out the quarterback hand in a well fashion, when you see the O-line is not holding up well, you have to spread the ball and get creative with your play calling. Like, everybody got to try to eat. Like, Dallas Goedert, Smitty, AJ Brown, Tua, everybody got to eat. No sense of forcing to try to get AJ Brown 100 yards or 100 whatever. If it happens, it happens. But that's what you gotta go and spread the ball and dial up some game plan of how to move, keep third and long, keep third down from third and long, and maintain it to be third and short. We gotta stay out of that third and long position, like, and continue to keep the chains moving. Like, that's all it is. Like, but yeah, the running game definitely got to be in the play. They talked about the running game a lot this season of not being in play and saying they got to get in play, and they definitely do. But it's not that they don't try to run the ball. It's not that they don't. I just felt like they tries to run the ball, but they go away from it because the O-line is not the same. It's the O-line, so they go away from it, and also that's understandable because of the O-line. But for knowing the O-line not the same, you have to get creative in your running game. You can't keep running it up the middle with Saquon Barkley, try to run him between tackles when he's not doing that this year. Tank Bigsby is a little bit more better than that. He need to get his reps to get more dynamic with it, but he's more better than that. Utilize him a little bit more, especially with Saquon Barkley not being fully healthy. I think he got a shoulder, something going on with his sore shoulder or something like that. You don't want him banged up because he's still a dynamic player, so you're going to have to rotate what happened to when we used to rotate our running backs. Like, you're gonna have to rotate these two running backs with Saquon Barkley and Tank Bigsby. Like, get him involved to give a different look in the offense. Like, I like they always been talking about. They got Jalen Hurts going under center more. That's what you gotta do to give a different look to so they don't expect what you're about to run in a predictable type of way. Like, run under center is a better play action, better it helps Saquon Barkley or whoever to explode between the lines and between the tackles, because he's not waiting. He running. He already running, so he could explode between those holes in those lanes a little bit more better. And it gives you a lot to work with when you're under center. So it actually makes the linebackers on the other team come up, and when they come up, it gives you a chance to be able to do motion plays, to realize, okay, if it's man to man, if it's zone, like, it's a lot that is better because of our O-line that's not holding off. It can intentionally slow down the defense to give our O-line more time to be able to extend plays a little bit more better. Like, so that needs to be. I'm not saying don't go under gun. I'm not saying don't do gun. I'm not saying don't do shotguns and all that other shit. I mean, you could do that, but you have to do that in a fashion of, okay, you showing something new. Your most game plan, I feel like, needs to be under the center because of what you are working with the O-line, and because of you're trying to dial up a better run game, so you can open up the passing game a little bit more better. Like, and so that's just my thoughts on Dick Star said, been enjoying Fred Johnson gameplay for the Eagles. Yeah, I mean, Fred Johnson he stepped up. He been definitely a good asset. He have some ups and downs and all that, but for most part, I'm happy of what he is doing. He definitely, because of Lane Johnson being out, he definitely is definitely taking that position and stepping up. But yeah, man, like, listen, like, even with that, it just is that the O-line is just unhealthy, and it's just not the same. So dial up some better play schemes to get the ball out quicker and be creative. I like that. At least I can say, when we get into the red zone, we cash in, but it's about getting to that red zone. We have too many 3-and-outs this season. And we gotta limit that very, very much. But yeah, I like the mix up dealing with the Raiders. Transition that into the Commanders. There's no reason why we should not be explosive and still do. It's no reason we should. I'm not saying that they should shut the Commanders down like they did the Raiders, but it should still be a comfortable game because the Commanders is hurt. And I'm just being real. It's like another one of those games. Marcus Mariota, he is an experienced quarterback. He's been in the quarterback. I say been a quarterback. He's been in the league for some time. So, but is he taking that position like Jaden Daniels? A lot of people will agree, no, he's not. Because of him stepping in, and he's not really probably fitting that start position like as much, we gotta rattle him. Like, Eagles gotta rattle him, and we gotta take advantage. Zach Ertz is not gonna play. He's out for the season. They kind of banged up, like, so it shouldn't be no reason that this should be that much of a tough game. We should be taking advantage. Like I said, they say with the Raiders game, oh, it's just the Raiders. Elite teams elite teams beat down bad teams. You know, if you can't beat down bad teams, then it's a questionable. Then you could be like, y'all had a hard time. Even though football is unpredictable, sometimes bad teams would just catch a good team off guard. But you should handle business. And so with this Commanders game, there shouldn't be no excuse that they shouldn't handle business. Like so, yeah, they going in there. We what I mean, far as when I looked at the report with injury report, you already know Lane Johnson is out. But I think Jada Carter is gonna be out too for this game. So he's gonna be out again. So we gonna be don't I correct me if I'm wrong in the the last time I saw that he's supposed to be out this game on the versus the Commanders. So, we still got some pass rushers, Jordan Davis, even Brandon Graham's coming back and he's doing pretty good. I always can't say that, Joe, start with an O. I can never say his God's name. He's been pretty good. Yeah, like our pass rush still should be to get in and disrupt and put that pressure on Marcus Mariota. Like, I feel like the defensive line is Eagles defensive line is way more and will get more of a push versus the Commanders line. And then I feel like our O-line should be able to block too well with the Commanders defensive line. But you already know how the Eagles long line been this year, ups and downs. So hopefully, but this should be a game that we should take. It should be a game the Eagles should take. Like I said, they got a little bit more injuries. Our look is only on Jalen Carter, and Saquon Barkley has got a sore shoulders. But that's just mainly it, man. I'm looking forward to it, just to see what more creativity that the Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni were down up. We have to win out these games to we at least gotta win one game we gotta win one game, and the Cowboys, I think if we win one game, it's a wrap for the Cowboys. Or do we need the Cowboys to lose one game and it's a wrap for them? I think correct me if I'm wrong. I think if the Eagles win one game, it's a wrap, because like they need to have a better record than us, and they need us to lose to be able to take. So if we win one game, even though because the Cowboys got 1%, they still could take the division. But if we lose 3 games and they win 3 games, that's wild. If the Eagles lose 3 straight games again, and the Cowboys win their last 3 games, that will be something wild. Like, nobody would have never thought that would. Sure, as an Eagles fan, I would laugh. I was like, I would laugh at the Eagles myself. I would laugh at the organization. Like, you can't be serious, like, for real, So, but I doubt it though. Only tough game left is the Bills. But with the Bills, that's still a game that it's not like a game we can't win, because the Eagles beat the Bills. But it's still one of those games, because the Bills they playing hard this season because they have multiple comeback games. So that would be that. And then the end of the season with the Redskins, with the Commanders again. Hopefully our backups would do better than them, because you already know they most likely gonna sit. They're gonna sit the players down, rest up for the playoff. They're not gonna risk no injuries, so that's just gonna be a fact. So it might be a more percentage that Commanders might lose that game on purpose for picks. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah, that's all, man. I'm liking the different things when I saw with the Raiders. Continue that, get even more creative, especially the run game. to get this team back in rhythm. Not saying that we can't pass it, but like yo, man, they testing the passing a little bit too much because of Kevin Patullo. So I don't. It's not because the offense I don't trust because of the passing. It's just the play calling. The passing play calling just been a little bit of a struggle. Nah, I ain't gonna say a little bit. That's just diluting it. It's been a lot struggling with the passing game this season. So I just feel like the run game needs to help out Kevin Patullo and Nick Sirianni, and to get this team in rhythm so they can execute the plays consistently. Because when you're not play calling consistently right, you throw the team off rhythm. And when a team get off rhythm, because one minute, like, you throw out 2 to 3 bad plays, and then you finally throw out a good play, but because of those 2 3 bad plays, they off rhythm, like everything is off. So now they don't execute the good play because they was off rhythm because you threw out 2 to 3 bad plays. No, like the need to stay consistent in the play calling to keep the players in a rhythm and a comfortability, and to keep them, in a flow. Like, so all that works. Like, because I would end up, because one of the commentators one game, I think it was the Bears game that he was saying. I forget what game. He was like, oh, sometimes you can't just blame it on the play calling. Like, the players got to go out there and they have to execute. And I hear what he was saying, and he's right. The players do got to execute. But when you're not being consistent in play calling, is players not going to be in a rhythm and not going to be in a good flow to execute the play consistently like the coaches want. So all that works together. And start with good coaching. All that works together. When it's good coaching, then it's better players that's executing better. Like, so that's just my thoughts, man. I'm gonna get ready. I gotta go do what I gotta do. Definitely let me know if you agree or disagree. It's all love, man. Let me see your thoughts on what I said, and how you feel about everything that's going on. But like I said, man, keep the main thing, spread the ball. Whoever season is not this year like that, then it's whatever. It's about taking what the defense give you. So, man, like I said, keep the main thing, yo. But if you join that afterwards, I'm about to wrap it up. Definitely watch the video again and let me know, man, if you agree or disagree. It's all talk, it's all NFL love. So that's been said. So I'm gonna get back at y'all. I'm with another video. So definitely stay tuned. You already know. This your boy Hyphen Eagles Bird Game. I'm out.